Hi everyone, welcome to this special video. I'm preparing your tissue microarray block for cutting. Once your array mold is warmed up in a paraffin bath, place it in an ice plate or an ice tray and add the cassette. Always use infiltration embedding type paraffin. When people ask me what's the best brand, I always tell them to use what they're used to cutting with. Since cutting is the most important part of TMA construction, getting a good section is most critical. I'm using freeze spray here around the cassette. This creates a paraffin seal so that the paraffin doesn't drip out, because you need to fill the cassette to the top, and this will give you a good solid block for making your tissue microarray. Before I pull the array mold and paraffin block apart, I like to wait until they are both at about room temperature. Reason being is that the array mold will be softer and more flexible, and the cores will last longer if you do this. The array mold we're using here is one of our first created. As you can see, it came to us with a short core rod in it. Since we couldn't sell it, we've been using it for our testing. In the last 3 years, I believe we've made around 40 to 60 paraffin arrays with this single array mold. When you do your TMA, make sure your array block is at room temperature. This will also reduce the chance of cracking. You may flatten the punches from time to time, either by pressing a glass slide on the top or flipping the block over and pressing it gently on the surface of a countertop. Now we can begin to set the punches. Warm an oven to around 43 degrees Celsius. Place the array block on a glass slide face down. It doesn't matter if it's a charged or non-charged slide. Some people like to leave their array blocks in the oven overnight to soften and set the punches, but we have found 2 to 4 hours works just fine for us. You may want to test this for yourself because some tissues might need more setting time. Now you'll need to remove the paraffin block and slide from the oven, but don't separate them yet. You will need to heat up another slide around 70 to 80 degrees Celsius by itself. I'll explain why in a moment. Since I only have one oven, the array mold block still needs to stay warm and soft while this single slide heats up. I'm placing my array block on the side of my water bath. It's warm enough to keep the block soft while the single slide is heating up. Don't put your array block too close to the glass dish. This area is extremely hot and it will definitely melt your block. Please test this procedure with a blank paraffin block and a slide if you're going to use this technique. Make sure it works for you. Carefully remove the hot slide from the oven and place it on top of the slide that's stuck to your array block. You will see the surface of the array block paraffin liquefy. The two slides will also be able to move around together now. This sets the surface of the array block and also gets rid of any air pockets. Once liquefied, quickly remove the hot slide and flip the array block and the slide over on the countertop to cool at room temperature. Once at room temperature, place them together on a cold plate or ice tray for at least 15 more minutes to cool. Now the slide should come away easily from the paraffin block. Trim your edges and you're ready to cut. I'm not going to cover cutting procedures because there are as many techniques as there are histologists. First, trim into your array block so the surface is flat. If your microtome chuck is at a different angle than your array block, you may want to adjust the chuck so it's flat against the block. You don't want to cut away valuable tissues facing into your array block. Once you have trimmed into the block, put the block back on an ice tray and move the blade to a new area or change the blade. You can see in the tissue ribbon that some of the punch cores are missing. Actually, they have curled. This is common when cutting an array block. When you lay the ribbon on a water bath, they usually flatten out. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video will help you with your TMA construction. And thanks also for choosing the array mold.